Hey, good morning. I am feeling very burnt out this week. Anything. There we go. So I thought it would be nice to do a little energy reading or something like that. Rather than asking what we can expect in the coming week, if anyone else is feeling as drained as I am, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, whichever kind of draining you're experiencing, maybe this can help you a little bit. I'm back to my Celtic Oracle deck. This is the deck that is most comforting for me. I feel the most calmed by it, the most assured by it. I just kind of love her the most. I refer to my deck as her because it feels like there's a lot of divine feminine energy that comes out of this deck. But for some people, divine feminine may be gender neutral. You may refer to the cards as they or he, whichever you're more comfortable with. For me, who has always had a problem embracing the feminine side of myself and feminine aspects and has always been taught to view those as negative, referring to my deck as she kind of helps me get through that, especially with the energies that come out of this deck. So I'm going to just kind of ask the cards a couple of questions here. I'm just focusing on what can I do to get some of that energy that I've lost back. What's draining me? What do I need to embrace? Those kind of questions is what I'm focusing on in my mind. And again, I shuffle the cards until they feel heavy. And that's when I stop. I'm going to ask first. This first card is going to be, what is it that's draining me? And then I'm going to ask, sorry, I'm just distracted. I don't think I've ever seen the raven come up in this deck. I'm just kind of focusing on that a little bit and what those meanings might be. And then I'm going to ask the cards what energies I need to avoid, what kind of things to look out for to keep myself protected, and what kind of energies should I be embracing right now, the moment. So it's interesting that all the cards came face up. Doesn't normally happen for me. So let's take a look and see what that raven means. Hold the book up here because, again, some of these cards actually are ones I'm not very familiar with. They don't come up very often. So Bran is the raven. The raven is long associated with war and death. In spiritual terms, this means it can speak to us about the process of change. Change can be fearful, but is essential to life. The raven offers support at times of personal development and signals moving forward along the path of life. So my question when I pulled this card was what's making me feel this way, what's going on, essentially. And change. There's a lot of change going on. So if you're feeling this way, just drained, exhausted, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, you could be experiencing a lot of change, or change is about to come. The raven could be a messenger of that change. Life and death, or war and death, is not necessarily negative. It could be a war within yourself. Death is always followed by a rebirth. It's a cycle. So cycles. The symbol here is threes. Often it's been co-opted in recent times by Christianity to mean the three spirit, but it used to mean the mother, the maiden, and the crone, which represent all cycles of life, and the cycle of growth throughout your life too. So even here representing cycles. These almost look like suns to me at different points of the day. So again, cycles. So that's kind of interesting. Lots of threes in this card as well. So that's something to think about. And then this was kind of what energy should I be avoiding? The swan is a muse, creative energies. So the deck may have chose to not answer my question and maybe answering something different. Either that or, let's just read this real quick. The swan is often mentioned in Celtic mythology and traditional tales. It has powerful connection with Tir na Og, the legendary land of maternal youth. I am probably pronouncing that wrong because Gaelic is hard. The swan represents the human soul and its ability to gain inspiration from these otherworldly sources. The elegant white-feathered swan also speaks to the qualities of beauty, grace, and femininity. It draws attention to the importance of song and poetic creativity. So, for me, this could mean that I'm just being bombarded by creative projects that I have going on, and I do have a lot going on at the moment. Maybe think about that. Are you planning too much? Are you overwhelming yourself with goals? Maybe step back, look at the big picture, and prioritize a couple that you can work on in the now, and kind of set those other ones aside for the later, and kind of maybe whittle down what's overwhelming you. And then Ruis is that I ask what energies I should be embracing right now. So let's check out Ruis here. This is another one that's never come up for me. This is the Elder. The Elder tree is of modest size but considerable magical and spiritual qualities. It's a tree of death and life connected to spirit, supernatural and spirits of the dead. The Elder's energies offer potential for psychic ability, prophecy, and seeing beyond surface appearances. So, lots of strong energies in the Elder tree. Life, so cycles again. So just embracing that change is part of the process, and that it's a part of the cycle, and that sometimes we have to let go of things to let the new come through. Basically, just listen to what's around us, listen to what's going on, and embrace the change. And look beyond the surface. So again, maybe stepping back and looking, kind of pinpointing into those individual creative tasks that you have going on, or tasks in general. So that's this week. My overall takeaway message is that change is coming, change is happening in lots of different ways for all of us, and change is normal. This is part of the cycle. Give it time, embrace the cycle, embrace the change, and don't force it, don't fight it, and don't overwhelm yourself in the coming week. Kind of focus on what you need to focus on to get your energy back, but embrace the changes all around us, and it's always happening, and it's not new, it's not scary. Just kind of let it happen, and don't overwhelm yourself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped you out, and I'll see you next week.